With the ongoing criticisms and scandals surrounding the Hero Association, many people of the One Punch Man world are beginning to harbor their doubts about the integrity and policies about the establishment that was meant to protect and serve the civilians. Not only that, but the introduction of a new rival hero organization is creating great tension between both organizations. That could lead to not only competition, but the possibility of warfare. Warfare that would cause fights between the civilians, employees, monsters, and of course, the heroes. In today's video, I will be discussing and theorizing about the rising tensions between the Neo Heroes and the Hero Association that could lead to a civil war and even involve Blast and God, and the monsters as well. But before the video does begin, I will let you know right now that there are spoilers for the entirety of the One Punch Man story across all of its media. That means the webcomic, the manga, and even the anime. The Neo Heroes are actively seeking out people to employ to their organization, but most importantly, they have been seeking employees and pro-heroes in the Hero Association. In the manga's continuity, they have already acquired the following: Child Emperor, Metal Bat, and Sekengar. Although they didn't leave because they simply find the Neo Heroes to be a superior organization, they left and joined the Neo Heroes to go undercover and spy on the Neo Heroes in order to find any malicious intentions that could lead to the downfall of the Hero Association. Not only that, but they also want to put an end to McCoy's schemes. Sitch is in on this infiltration operation. In fact, I think he's the one that actually started this whole thing, and we don't know any other executive in the Hero Association that is in on this spying plan that Sitch formed. But this plan could very well backfire on them. Let me explain. Because this operation is classified to only the heroes and a few executives, this could lead to a lot of problems for the Hero Association. Because in the perspective of everyone outside of this spying operation, it looks like Child Emperor and Metal Bat legitimately joined the Neo Heroes on their own terms, when in reality they are all double agents. This of course would lead to many of the heroes in all of the classes, whether it be C, B, A, or S, to join the Neo Heroes. Because from everyone else's point of view, it seems that two S-class heroes have already left the Hero Association. Plus, this whole spying operation that they're doing in the manga right now could backfire very badly, because the Neo Heroes are very observant of the Hero Association. So I'm anticipating very tense and interrogation styles of confrontation between the members of the Neo Heroes and the spy team. The Neo Heroes not only have scouts of their own, but they also have advertising like commercials, and they even managed to get several of the Hero Association sponsored companies to join the Neo Heroes instead. Their influence is quickly spreading, even to the wealthy. Near the tail end of chapter 184, we see McCoy get a call from a brand new character named Mr. Ryuman, and on their call, they discuss their plan to get McCoy's wealthy gambling customers over to the Neo Heroes, and of course, this puts McCoy in a position to possibly switch over to the Neo Heroes in an executive position. This is of course really bad, and only makes the Neo Heroes look that much better. All of these factors will, and I predict, will lead to an eventual civil war between the hero organizations. But it's not just the heroes that'll get involved in this civil war. Let's get into webcomic territory. In chapter 125 of the webcomic, it was revealed to us who the #1 hero was in the Neo Heroes organization, and that is this character named Blue. You see, Blue is a very powerful hero, who is not just powerful, right? But in this chapter, it was also revealed that he is the son of Blast. This, of course, raises a lot of questions like, why does Blast have a son? Why doesn't Blast take Blue on his missions to find the God communication cubes? Does Blue even know about Blast's mission and involvement with God? Short answer, he doesn't, okay? In fact, he seems very driven by his desire to surpass his father in power and heroism. He even wants to form an alliance between both organizations, but that obviously won't happen. The Neo Heroes won't allow it, you see. He wants to protect people from monsters and become a greater hero than his father, even going against those who get in the way of his goal, including his superior and the creator of the Neo Heroes, Fuzzy. Fuzzy, who is the grandson of the great seer Shibabawa, and unlike his grandmother, who was very nice and of course very helpful to the Hero Association, Fuzzy seems to be hiding much darker intentions. We've seen him to be a very analytical and pragmatic man, continuing to keep Metal Bat under surveillance and using McCoy's intel to his advantage in order to control former S-Class heroes, showing himself to be a manipulative and a control freak. Fuzzy has this thing where he turns people and heroes into cyborgs. This is known as cyberization, and of course he turns people into cyborgs in order to upgrade them in their power and strength, or at least that's what it seems to be. But as we know, knowing his very control freak like personality, it looks like to me that the cyberization that he makes people go through is really another way for him to control them. Maybe there's some kind of hidden mode or some kind of hidden chip or whatever it may be that is hidden in the suits or in the cyberization process, that there could be a way for him to be able to control them, whether it be through their mind or through their body. Who really knows? Not only that, but the battle suits that the Neo Heroes distributes among the heroes and their employees may have a possibility that there's also some kind of hidden way to control people that are wearing it, to control the people that are wearing it. And as we know, Shibabawa was kind of like an Esper, someone who was able to see in the future, and I believe this ability is known as the third eye ability. And we have seen psychos use this ability, or at least try to use this ability, try to attain this ability in the past. So it is very possible that Fuzzy has these Esper powers, these great seeing powers. Of course, these powers obviously connect to God, as we've seen when Fubuki tried to look into Psychos' mind. So maybe Fuzzy in a way is trying to obtain power from God. Maybe he's also trying to, maybe he has some kind of connection with God. Who knows? Obviously there's some kind of connection forming here, because as we know in the webcomic, the whole God plotline isn't really as prominent as it is in the manga's continuity. And because the way the manga is heading, it's very possible that when Fuzzy gets revealed in the manga, that not only will his very weird control freak and manipulative like personality will get introduced with him, but there also may be an introduction of him trying to connect with God. And of course, as we know, Blast is very much involved with God. The way that he's finding these communication cubes, the fact that he's somewhat interacted with God. And because Fuzzy is a very aware person, he may know that Blue's intentions to try to get the Neo Heroes and Hero Association to form an alliance will be a problem. And of course, I think Fuzzy will do anything he can to try to stop this. He even uses Blue as advertisement, as we've seen him in a TV interview before, where we see Blue promoting the use of the battle suits. And of course, this promotion of the battle suits will get a lot of people interested in the Neo Heroes, and this in turn will lead to the Hero Association's downfall. So of course, I think Fuzzy may be the real culprit behind all of this, and will probably be the reason that there will be a civil war between both the Hero Association and the Neo Heroes. With the way the webcomic is going right now, with the robots wreaking havoc all across cities, and with both hero organizations actively trying to find the culprit behind the army of robots, which I think will be someone from the Hero Association, whether it be Drive Knight or Metal Knight or whoever, it will be a really bad look either way, and this would cause even more bad publicity for the Hero Association. And I believe that this may be the final straw, in which where we see action being taken against the Hero Association. Protests, riots will most likely happen to get the Hero Association shut down, and This will be when the Nero Heroes decides to make their move to try to take down the Hero Association, in which where eventually fights start to break out and war will soon ensue. And obviously everyone will be involved in this civil war, including the monsters. We know that Fubuki has Psychos in her possession, or is at least with her at all times. And of course, Psychos being a former leader of the Hero of the Monster Association, she may still have some kind of command over the monsters. So it is possible that Fubuki could use her to get monsters on the battlefield to help out. Because if war breaks out, Tatsumaki will 100% get involved, and because they are sisters, I'm inclined to believe that Fubuki will do anything to help her older sister out. Not only that, but the involvement of every hero executive, and especially specific characters like Blue, the son of Blast, and of course the creator and CEO and founder of the Neo Heroes, Fuzzy, it will eventually get Blast involved in some kind of way. But honestly, there's probably multiple reasons for him to get involved. First of all, if Fuzzy has some kind of intention to communicate or use God in some way, then I believe that Blast will intervene and try to stop him. But if that isn't the case and Fuzzy isn't trying to connect with God, and then I theorize that God will come into play either way, because naturally God always seems to show up when chaos ensues. We don't know exactly why he shows up in times of crisis. Perhaps it's just easier for him to try to manipulate and influence people when shit just goes down. We don't really know, but I can definitely picture multiple scenes where God tries to make the heroes turn into one of his avatars and all hell just breaks loose. And of course, if God does get involved and just starts turning people into his avatars, he just starts giving away powers, things would go very, very bad on One Punch Man's world. And I think that Blast's unknown companions, the guys that we've seen him with several times before when Garo was turned into one of God's avatars, I do believe that they will also show up, and we'll start to get a lot of background story behind them, because those guys are very mysterious. But that's a video for another day. But if a civil war does happen to break out, I think we all know that the number one person that will despise all of this will be Saitama. This of course would get Saitama to just start punching people, to start hitting people. It will get involved in some type of way, and because Saitama will be involved, this obviously will also get God to be involved. This will get Blast. It'll just get everyone involved, and that's why I hope that the way the webcomic and the manga is going, I hope both continuities head that way into a civil war, because we haven't really seen hero on hero action. That's kind of the only thing we're really missing, and of course it'll be really hype. I can only imagine the type of fights that'll break out and the type of crazy power-ups we'll see. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you do drop a like and let me know your thoughts on this whole civil war concept that the manga and webcomic continuity are probably heading towards. Would you like to see Blast involved? Would you like to see God involved? How would Saitama react to a civil war? There's just a lot of stuff to really think about here, because how would the aftermath of this whole thing look like? Would there even be heroes anymore? It's a very interesting topic that I think a lot of the community needs to talk about more, and that's why I made a video on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I'm Amir Punch. Thank you for watching. See ya.